त्रैगुण्य विषया वेदा निस्त्रैगुण्यो भवार्जुन निर्द्वंदो नित्य सत्वस्थो निर्योगक्षेम आत्मवान. Hello friends, this is the 45th shlok of the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, and in today's video we will understand this shlok in detail. So let's first go over its meaning. So the shlok says Traigunya Vishya Veda, which means Vedas are related to the three qualities. Nistragunyo Bhavarjuna, which means become separate from these three qualities, O Arjun. Nirdvando Nitya Sattvasto, which means be duality free, always situated in truth. Niryogakshema Atmavan, which means free from preservation and full in Atman. So this shlok is a bit technical, and the details on the idea of these three qualities will be provided in the 14th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. But over here, let's understand it in its own reference. Now, in this shlok, a lot of learned people get confused, and I have seen people make some very strange explanations for this. So, I think it is going to be slightly difficult to understand this shlok, but we'll try our best to do this. But you have to really understand the message in this shlok very carefully, because over here Sri Krishna is sort of presenting the limitations of Ved, and the thing is that the position of Vedas in the Hindu system of thought is very high, and therefore a lot of people find it really hard to sort of go against the Vedas, because the Vedas are considered to be aparusheya, which means they are not been created by humans but are divine and have been handed over by God. So that's why people find it a little difficult to explain it. But I think with good trial, I will be able to explain the message in this shlok to you. So over here, Sri Krishna is telling Arjun that the Vedas are associated with the three qualities. So these three qualities basically are the qualities of the nature, which is the Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. And Sri Krishna tells Arjun that you have to go beyond these three qualities to really understand the truth. And so, if you really want to be in a situation where you are free from duality, you are situated in truth always, and you are free from your instinct of preservation, this instinct that we have, that we want to preserve ourselves. And if you want to be complete in Atman, then you have to go beyond these three qualities, and therefore you have to go beyond the Vedas. So that is what Sri Krishna is telling in this shlok, and as I've explained to you previously itself, that over here Sri Krishna is providing the limitations of the religious rituals and the religious texts. So to understand this, we have to first understand that Ved by itself is not just the three or four samhitas of the Vedas that we have. It's not that. It's basically knowledge in itself, or the knowledge that gets transmitted from one person to the other. So that is what Ved over here is talking about. It is the Vedas in terms of the all the knowledge that humanity has. That's what Sri Krishna is talking about. Now, the system of thought over here is based on the Sankhya philosophy, where we have the Prakriti and Purush. So Prakriti is the one which has three qualities: Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. And then there is Purusha, and Purusha is the one who is experiencing this Prakriti. So Sri Krishna is telling that you have to go beyond this duality to really understand the truth. So what you have to understand is that the universe, as we have discussed, is created in Atman. It is situated in Atman, and Atman is Brahman. So the point over here is that this whole creation that we have seen over here is basically the journey of the self-discovery of Brahman. So Brahman wants to understand itself, and therefore it has created this whole universe to experience itself and then know about itself. So that is what is going on over here is what Indian tradition really says. And in that sense, if Brahma wants to understand itself, then it has to interact with its own creation, which is the nature. And so Purusha and Prakriti are the two different aspects of the Brahman, where the one aspect Purush is the experiencer, and the other aspect Prakriti is the one who is experienced. Now, if you want to understand your own true nature, which is the experience itself, because it's the experiencer which has created the thing that it is experiencing, then it has to know itself in that sense. But when we only limit our knowledge to the Vedas, then Vedas are the ones which have been created by, which have been transferred from one person to the other. So it's basically the experience of one given by one person to the other person, and this transmission is only happening through nature. So that's why Shri Krishna is telling over here that Vedas are associated with the three qualities, because the knowledge, if one gets and it wants to transfer it to the other, it can only point to that knowledge and can only transfer it through the physical nature, and so it is limited to those three qualities. Now, if you want to say that okay, I have understood the entire truth only through the Vedas, then it's basically like saying that you look at yourself in the mirror and you say that you have seen yourself, or you can say, oh, that is me. This is not perfect, because first of all, the mirror in itself can be deformative, so it can deform it, and the other thing is that mirror cannot really reflect all the aspects of us. So by saying that you can understand this entire truth through the Vedas alone, then you are really going on a wild goose chase. You will not be able to get to the truth. The truth can only be understood by you yourself, within yourself. Sure, you can use the mirror to inspect and look at yourself, and the mirror can point you towards the truth. So the Vedas in that self can point towards the truth, but they are not the ones which include the complete truth. So if you want to really know the complete truth, which will make you conflict free, which will make you preservation free, which will make you situated in truth forever, then that understanding has to come within yourself. And so you have to go beyond the three qualities, you have to go beyond the Vedas. That's what Sri Krishna is telling in this shlok. So I hope that I have explained this shlok well to you. I hope you understand the deeper significance of this shlok, because this shlok often gets mis-explained by a lot of people. So I hope that I have explained this shlok well to you. With that, I will close this video. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.